Chapter 23. We all took a seat on the damp, mossy forest floor. Asia sat next to me and held my hand, nodding for us all to follow suit. Once we were holding hands, he told us to close our eyes, and he took his free hand and placed it on my forehead. There was a sudden flash of light, and then rapid images began flashing before me. Images of the beetle tribe, their history, their way of life, morals, powers, beliefs, the fable about Raven and Mora, the war with Lux, then the story of Nasia and Kai, and Jaka sacrificing himself to the volcano. And then I finally got to the rest of the story that Nova never finished telling me, that a chosen one would come, one who would restore Hullaby Island to all its glory. The person would bring free will and equality to all of the island's people, and be someone destined for greatness. This person was called Eva, meaning new beginning, restorer of light among the dark. Then I gasped at what I saw next, and recoiled away from Asia. This broke our little circle of knowledge, and everyone's eyes flew open. "What's wrong?" Sparrow asked. "Tippy?" Nova said, looking concerned. The others just stared at me. Even Asia seemed shocked. I sat there, wondering if they saw what I did. I saw myself as the image of Eva. It couldn't be true. There was no way I was the one to unite everyone and restore Hullaby Island. Maybe they all saw themselves. Maybe Asia was playing a trick on us, so we'd help him with some devious plot. We didn't even know him. Maybe Nova was right. We should have left earlier. We had no way of knowing who Asia really was or what he wanted from us. I looked to Nova pleadingly, but the expression on his face said it all. He did see what I saw. He saw me as Eva, and he believed it. My eyes began to water. This wasn't at all what I wanted. I wanted to find out the truth about my name and my family, not be thrust into some crazy destiny to unite a ruined island. I wasn't going to let this happen. I stood up. "We're done here," I said, wiping my eyes. "Thank you for sharing with us, Asia, but we need to go back now." "You still seek the truth?" he asked. "You have a mission, and I can help you." We all looked around, wondering how he could know what we were up to. "I share with your mind as you share with mine," he said. "You were rooting around inside our heads just now," barked Journey, taking a menacing step toward Asia. "That's how it works. I can't help it. Your minds were completely open when I was sharing my mind with you. It was impossible not to see your thoughts and plans," replied Asia. "I mean you no harm. I'm here to help, and I can see you need my help." We looked at each other for a few moments, feeling uneasy. It was true that none of us liked the idea of being forced to work with this boy we barely knew, but he knew about our plan to get sent to the locker to learn about the legend of Lux. He obviously knew we had powers as well. It seemed we had to work with him or risk that he would use this information against us. I could tell we were all on the same page with this. Well, all of us except Remy. He just seemed frightened and utterly confused. I spoke up first, breaking the silence. "Asia, can we trust you?" Yes, I told you I can help you. I knew you were here, and I heard you asking for my help. That's why I led you here, so I could teach you what you need to know." This was a step in the right direction, but the group still didn't seem completely satisfied. Sparrow approached Asia, slowly edging her way past Journey. "Asia, are you alone out here?" "Oh, no. I live with the others in the forest," he said nonchalantly. "The Betos?" she asked. "Yes, of course," he smiled. "That's impossible," said Remy, unable to keep quiet any longer. "Everyone knows that there are no Beetle people left. Those who weren't killed in the war were wiped out in the flood." "That does seem to be what everyone thinks," Asia said with a sly smile. "And we like it that way because no one bothers us now. No one from Lux comes to fight with us anymore. It's almost safe again." "So you mean to tell me that you, and the rest of the beetles have been hiding out here in the forest all these years? How has no one seen you? We work out here every day with the locals and the Griffs, Nova argued. Ah, yes, we see you out here. We know when you will be coming, so we take caution and stay out of sight. We've had the Truids help us charm the forest so that we will be alerted if someone is getting too close. We have gotten very good at hiding over the years. None of you saw me all the times you came out here at night. Not even the one who can hunt, said Asia, as he nodded his chin toward Journey. We can both hunt, I said defensively. We were all silent for a moment, considering the information Asia just gave us. He had a point. We had no idea he was out here watching us. Even our powers hadn't alerted us to him or any other beetle people. Again, it was Sparrow's kind words that opened the lines of communication once more. Asia, can you teach us to be like you, so we can go undetected? It's very important to our goal. Of course, that's why I'm here, Asia smiled proudly. But I'm more curious to know how this one went undetected by even me. Maybe we should have him teach us, he said, pointing at Remy, who was turning bright red and backing away. Yeah, Remy, you've been avoiding the question. How did you manage to get here without being seen? Questioned Journey. Even I couldn't see you when I was using my powers, he continued. But somehow, Tippy knew it was you. I don't know, Remy croaked, looking more flustered than ever. I don't know what's going on. I blocked Journey's path to Remy and tried talking to him on my own. Guys, can I have a minute with Remy? I asked. The group mumbled and nodded and gave us some space. I walked Remy a little further away and then began whispering his ear. Remy, seriously? How did you get out here without us seeing you? And we can see everything as bright as day, but I never saw you. The only way I knew it was you was by your heartbeat. My heartbeat? Yeah, we can hear really well, too. I can block out all the other noise and just focus on one thing. It makes it easier to find your prey. Can you not use that word? I'm already freaking out enough, Remy said, swallowing hard. Fine, but when I heard your heart beating, it seemed really familiar, and I figured out it must be you out here because I didn't know anyone else well enough to know the sound of their heart beating. Remy just stared at me wide-eyed. He seemed stuck between admiration and sadness. It contorted his face in a twitchy way that made me think he was going to cry. I didn't want that to happen at all, and I put a comforting arm around his shoulders. He looked at me with such honesty in his big chocolate brown eyes and asked, "What's happening?" But before I could say anything else, Nova interrupted us. She can try to explain that to you later, but right now we have to be leaving. We'll return here again tomorrow to meet with Asia, Nova said. He had such a commanding tone to his voice that for once I didn't challenge him. He reminded me of the war leaders we read about. He had such poise and confidence that we all fell in line like obedient troops, marching single file through the dank forest following his firelight. No one spoke, but I did keep a watchful eye on Remy, who seemed to jump with every snap of a twig or nocturnal sound that found us. I was subconsciously using my powers to see in the darkness surrounding us and listening to the strange sounds of the forest at night. I heard them so often now that they were starting to sound as comforting to me as the crickets outside my window. I hummed along to the night song as our merry band of misfits made our way back to the Trojan Center. Even though tonight was overwhelming and had once again not gone as planned, I couldn't help feeling elated now that Remy was a part of our group. I was so happy to not have to hide things from him anymore. I was sure that once I found some time to fill him in on everything that was happening to me, that we could go back to being best friends.